Now, what I'm not proud of is how ratchet pop culture has gotten. Let's talk about some of these ghetto white girls, as I've been calling it, ghetto white girls galore. So do y'all remember the Catch Me Outside? How about that girl? Miss Danielle Bregoli, now known as Bhad Bhabie, Bhad Bhabie. Yes, the H is on purpose. And for those who don't remember, let me show you her claim to fame over on Dr. Phil.
Nope. And all these hoes laughing like something funny.
She's talking about the audience, that they're laughing at her.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes?
Yep.
This is so not it's iconic.
Catch me outside.
You had to be there.
How about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch you outside? What does that mean?
What I just said.
Now, I'm not going to do too much on my girl Bhad Bhabie, because if I talk too much smack about her, she will pull up on me, and I do not want her as an op. She sounds like a dangerous woman. And as someone who has been on Dr. Phil's show twice and has met Dr. Phil, and I know his demeanor and how cool he is, I cannot imagine what was going through his head when this teenage girl was up there acting a fool like that. But for those who haven't followed Bhad Bhabie since then, she actually has made a very lucrative career for herself. Not only did she become a rapper with surprisingly decent music. I hate to say it, but Gucci flip flop bops. Sorry, the girl has bops. I hate to admit it, as ratchet as it is, she has bops on top of bops. But where she really made her money is and this really says a lot about society. I'm really still disgusted about this, and I'm still squinting at a lot of people sideways for this. The day she turned 18, she had made an OnlyFans, and she made, I can't remember the exact figure. If I remember correctly, she made $50 million in one day. It was the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen. How many people were just lurking for her like that and waiting for the day for her to turn 18. And since then, I can only imagine how many hundreds of millions of dollars she has made on OnlyFans. But this ghetto girl has nothing to worry about for the rest of her life. Now, why are we talking about her? And it's because she is now beefing with Alabama Barker, another white girl, a 19-year-old girl who is in ghetto culture and who is an inspiring rapper, aspiring. Let me make that very crystal clear for y'all. And how she is famous is she is the daughter of the Blink 182 pianist, I want to say, Travis Barker. Drummer, my bad, same thing. Drummer. Mr. Rodriguez is a drummer, so he had to clock that down.
Come on, how could you say that? My goodness.
My bad. Travis Barker, he's talented. Isn't Blink 182 All the Small Things? That's one of my favorite Caucasian anthems. So shout out to Travis Barker. But his ghetto daughter is now beefing with Bhad Bhabie, and we're not really going to get super deep into the actual beef itself because it's just your typical ghetto story, except some interesting details of the fact that Alabama pretty much slept with Bhad Bhabie's baby daddy. And this was while Bhad Bhabie was going through postpartum and also fighting cancer. And they were apparently friends before. And from what I've read on Twitter against my will, because this has been so unbelievably viral, is that Alabama wanted to be like Bhad Bhabie and was asking her for advice and asking her for all these different things about trying to be her. And now they are beefing. Now, personally, Alabama, I wouldn't beef with a woman who has slapped her mother on live television, or not live televisions, but slapped her mother on television. Yeah, she did that. I'm pretty sure at least once. Bhad Bhabie also tried to fist fight her grandmother on Dr. Phil, I'm pretty sure. So that girl really has nothing to lose. And even if she had everything to lose, which she does now, she's still ready to risk it all in order to stand on the business she feels needs to be stood on. Now, what's interesting about this situation and what I want to talk about is just the transformation of Alabama Barker and how a lot of affluent white girls lately have been, if they're not over trying to be Muslim, they're becoming ghetto. And I say becoming because you look at Bhad Bhabie and then compare her background where she actually was ghetto and hood to Alabama. Let's just look at the comparison of their first two music videos.
Money green like a sea love. Yeah, my pocket's so
Sorry, this is another bop.
Look, these hoes be like it, see me in a bike and they talking, but don't say it in person. Won't catch me off guard on no boulevard.
So she's been ghetto for a while. This is her as a teenage girl. Let me run in these streets. Look at this. Pure, innocent, cute, adorable. Beautiful voice. Doves flying. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. That's how Alabama started. That was the direction that she was going as a music artist. But now this is her now in the diss track that she made for Bhad Bhabie. And I'm not going to play the audio because it's doing a little too much. But can we just play like this snippet? I just want people to catch the energy of this girl. See, now she's hood. How did she become hood? Bruh. I'm confused. Like, I don't understand why hood culture gets elevated in the way that it does. And I'm not saying that, you know, being rich made her better than other people, but it was a culture that didn't lead to the death of many people in the way that rap culture has and like this hood culture has. So it's just interesting to me to see the transition of then versus now, especially when you take into consideration that Travis Barker is worth $50 million at least. That's what it says on the internet. Odds are he's worth a lot more. And also part of why she's as famous as she is now is Travis Barker is now married to Kourtney Kardashian, who's worth at least $65 million. So between your parents and your dad and your stepmom, or your stepmom, I'm sure your mom is probably rich too. Your family is worth well over $100 million. My whole point of why I'm bringing this to your attention today is why don't people take their nepotism and go? Take your bag and go. Because there's a conversation about cultural appropriation that could be had here. And I don't really like the idea of cultural appropriation when we're talking about race, because I feel like all races are influenced by each other at this point. But with this, what this is cultural appropriation of is you are appropriating broke people's business. You are acting like a hood rat. You are acting like a delinquent. You are not acting like daddy's little girl. You are not acting like the girl with the trust fund. You are sitting here acting like you have no choice but to be for the streets. Why are you being for the streets? If I grew up in a situation like Alabama Barker did, I would be so classy and so above this. But instead, you are beefing with a girl all over the internet who somehow managed to beef with you while fighting cancer, having a baby, dealing with postpartum, and still made a hit record that destroyed your career and credibility. I just do not get it. And, you know, one of the bigger themes of this whole situation is you can't convince me that our country is racist when you have rich white women bending over backwards and forward to try to be accepted into black culture. If we're going to be so honest about it, if we're going to be so for real, because again, I don't like equating ghetto culture to black culture, but let's be so for real. There's an element that is intersectional there. And when it comes to this rap culture that both of them are, well, I would say Alabama is cosplaying, but Bhad Bhabie, she's really about it. She has been ghetto for a very long time. This girl had no choice but to be ghetto, it seems like. But Alabama Barker, why is this the element of rap or black culture or urban culture that you are so inspired by? I just wish we would stop uplifting losers. And I wish that we would stop glorifying loser behavior. I feel like our society would be a lot better off. We are really doomed as a society when you have people who are from families worth at least 9 figures, and this is the direction that they decide to take their life. So it's just interesting to me. You get what I mean? You get what I mean, Mr. Rodriguez?
I get what you mean. It's quite interesting how all this stuff kind of spiraled out of control. I never thought that I would see a battle like this take place between Bhad Bhabie and Alabama Barker. Now this is quite a matchup, you asked me.
Quite a matchup.
Quite a
crazy.
matchup.
It is. It's ghetto white girls galore. Now, when it comes to white culture, because a lot of people debate whether or not white culture is a thing because it's not a collective culture, but what I would say is straight up white culture, at least European culture. I want to know, what is stopping white people from bringing this aesthetic back? Can we bring up this right here? That is a look. This is peak white culture. The things I would do for a look like that, what is stopping rich white people from dressing like this? I'm so for real. If you think I wouldn't wear that around New York, then you don't know me. This is so tea. Look at this. Look at this. Alabama, you should be dressing like this, girl. Alabama, you can afford this look. Donatella Versace would make that for you. Show my favorite. Show my girl Mary. Mary Antoinette serving looks. Alabama Barker, this could be you. Mr. Rodriguez, these new sound effects are scary.
Brought them out especially for you.
But okay, very scary all up in my earpiece, child. But look at Mary Antoinette. Serving looks, serving tea. What is stopping rich white people from bringing this back? I don't need to see rich white people acting like poor... Y'all ain't gonna catch me slipping. I don't need to see rich white women acting like poor ghetto goblins all over the internet. I think that your father deserves better. Shout out to Travis Barker.